My name's Frank LaForce, and I'm standing in front of CMS Project, the Human Sciences building that we started in December of 2014. I'd like to introduce the guys that have helped with this job. We have Keaton Bushyhead, we have Adam Garrett, we have Kerry Cox, and we have the newest of our people, Ben Brantley, who is just came with us here about 4 or 5 months ago and has been a major part of helping us get it finished. The building itself is, I'll let Adam tell you how big the building is and how much the budget was.
The building is, we're about 80,000 square foot, just a little under 22 million is the total budget. It's a multi-tenant building. It has a 30,000 square foot kitchen on the first floor, beverage education, wine storage, multiple classroom spaces, and then multiple office spaces.
We've had the building closed in since
probably last 4 months.
And we, like we said, that we have 80,000 square feet, and we finished it and had our fire marshal walk and C of O as of yesterday, which is August the 8th. And as you can see when we go inside, the spectacular entry into this building. So now we probably ought to go inside and let you see some of the features of the building.
Okay, I'm here with Brian Farley and Craig Foster with LWPB. They acted as the architect for the project and did most of the design work. And I just asked Craig if he'd come in and maybe tell us a little bit about, you know, the early vision of the colleges and, you know, really what the space is used for.
Well, the central goal for the College of Human Sciences was to create a front door for human sciences so that they would have an identity among the larger campus and larger community. Also, it was important for there to be a large gathering space, which we're in the Great Hall, for the 4 different colleges that make up human sciences.
What are the 4 departments that are in this building?
It's hotel, restaurant, administration, interior,
Department of Housing and Merchandising, which is interior design and fashion design and others.
nutritional sciences, and child and family development.
Okay.
We provided lots of transparency through glass, you know, just to kind of emphasize the openness of the space, and so that they can share their vision with the campus and with the world, because they've kind of been sequestered in this older building that hasn't been redeveloped in many years. And so we really just wanted to, like Craig said, this is the front door, this is the entry, this is the identity of the school, and it gives them an opportunity to showcase what they're capable of.
I know some of the features I like. I really like the wood linear metal ceiling. We've got the bench seating that's adjacent to the grand stairs that allows students a place to hang out between classes and collaborate, and then really like all the wood and the core sill. This is actually a wood wall covering that goes through here, so those aren't wood panels, actually it's put on like vinyl wall covering, which is pretty interesting. And of course everybody loves the orange glow, the laminated see-through glass elevator shaft, which will be a big hit on campus for many years. I just wanted to tell you guys, I think you did an awesome job. I think this is a beautiful building. I think we all have a happy client, and just been a lot of fun.
All right, we're standing in the quick serve kitchen area, which leads into the rest of our main large kitchen area. This kitchen will be staffed by students. Just out to the south here, we have our courtyard that ties into the existing building, the existing courtyard of OSU HS East and West. Just to the south or southeast of us here, if you keep panning around, we have our building tie-in, which we tied into levels 1, 3, and 4. All right, right now we're standing in the main teaching kitchen. Total area, or total hood amount on this job is about 21 hoods. This side of the kitchen is actually the teaching area kitchen. The east side of the kitchen is actually the kitchen that serves Taylor's Dining. Right now we're still in the middle of finishing this thing up. We've got another week or so, and then we should be down at Punch List and getting out of here.
Okay, so this is the studio kitchen. Basically this is a learning kitchen, a classroom kitchen. We've got raised seating that goes all the way up to the back wall. The use of this room is pretty much going to be the instructor can teach in the front of the kitchen on the range and stove, and there'll be cameras all around the room that actually show what's going on for the students and for anyone sitting in the outside halls.
Okay, we're here in what's called Taylor's Dining. This will be a mostly student-run high-end restaurant where they try out some of the foods. The students learn how to cook under the direction of Chef Poe, the chef here on campus. And probably everybody's favorite spot is actually right behind us. We've got what will be a wine library that will be filled floor to ceiling with wine bottles. Then behind here is what's called the beverage education area, and it will be full of beer taps.
Beer taps and wine, and they'll host tastings, different beer and wine tasting events throughout the year.
Probably ready for them to turn those taps on
Yep.
right now. And this whole area can be opened up to the atrium with these Huff Core sliding glass panels. I think, how many are there?
It's about 80 lineal feet total of the panels.
Really is a cool feature.
So we're standing here on the third floor of the Human Sciences building looking out into the Great Hall. This area is going to be used for student gatherings, events, really just a place to interact with people, a lot of space, as you can see. One of the interesting features about this room is the atrium where I'm standing right here actually extends all the way up to the fourth floor, and so in order to adequately protect it, we're using a laser beam detector that goes from right here at the end of these stairs all the way to a point over there for the fire alarm smoke detector. So it's just an interesting room.
All right, so we're here on the third floor of the Human Sciences building. This is the main administrative area of the building, mainly just all offices and conference rooms. Over to the west, we did keep all the same finishes, so the carpet tile, the linear metal ceilings, all of that carries out and overlooks into the Great Hall.
So this is the Sewn Products Lab in here. We're up here on the fourth floor of the Human Sciences building. This is an area where fashion and merchandising students can actually practice creating clothes or upholstery, things like that. And there's quite a bit of industrial equipment that will be up along this room as well, so they can really simulate real life scenarios of how would you create something and bring it to manufacturing and produce it.
All right, we're here on the fourth floor, and this is one of the main hallways just outside the atrium. Comes all the way up to the fourth floor, and we're standing outside what's called the VR classroom or showroom, and this will be a virtual reality showroom for all the students' work in the as a fashion and merchandising.
Yep.
So there's a pipe grid ceiling in here. We'll actually be able to move displays around and actually, essentially in a virtual world, show and showcase all their design work throughout this space.
So now we're on the pit house. This is the fifth floor, and it houses all 8 of our air handlers that feed the building. It's a 4-pipe central plant system. The biggest part of this was all the coordination for all the ductwork and hydronic piping. Randy put a whole lot of hours in for the BIM coordination to make sure that everything could fit. And we didn't have any problems because since we started from the top floor down, this was the first slab we poured, and we lifted all of these air handlers into place. So there wasn't really much room to move around once they were lifted up here with the crane. One other feature in here is we came back after the fact and sprayed acoustical sound spray to kind of deaden the noise up here so that the fourth floor doesn't hear any of these air handlers.
So I'm standing here with Devin with ABS, and he's going to tell us a little bit about the building automation and controls for the HVAC system.
Well, for the maintenance guys, they'll be able to pull it up and look at all the units from the office, see if there's any issues from wherever they're at the weekend or wherever. They'll be able to access it and see that a fan's not running. They'll get a text message or an email saying that there's a problem with the unit, and they'll be able to address the issue when it comes up.
One of the things that you guys have noticed if you toured around with Antonina and the guys is what a kind of a spectacular building this ended up being. And the other thing that you probably heard a little bit about was some of the difficulties we had getting this job started, mainly because of the rain. But we had our final inspection last Friday and yesterday, except for the kitchen. And one of the things that we need to do is throw a big round of applause and a big thank you to the guys that we have up here as a team, because they have done a really marvelous job, not only of getting the building put together, but they've done a really good job as working as a team for themselves, and they worked really well with the long-range people to keep them involved, and they've gotten some accolades from those guys for what they've been able to accomplish.